Good morning and welcome back
to Ocosta News Network
with Millie.
I'm Mr. I.
Today is
Thursday, August 6th.
the 6th of August already, Mills. Where's time gone?
Out back the door.
I want more summer, just like I want more MTV.
This is Ray J with the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, and liberty and justice for all.
Looking good, Ray J. Thanks again.
Hey, Mr. I, what's new with the fishing derby?
Well, not that much has changed in the fishing derby, but we do have one new species of fish that brought in the largest catch so far this year. Let's check it out.
Okay.
Our largest Chinook is still 27.5 pounds. That didn't change. There's the change. Largest tuna came in almost 31.5 pounds. Lots of tuna. And our largest lingcod is still 35.25 pounds. We have some other news though, and we want to provide you an update from last week. Last week, we reported about the changes that the WIAA made to our sports schedules. All fall sports are now going to be moved to season 3. Last week, we told you that there's going to be cross country in the fall. Nah, we'll still do cross country, but it's going to be in the spring, just like football, volleyball, and girls soccer. Hey, Mills, have you heard anything new this last week?
Yes, I have. The school's going to open all online.
Oh, really? How do you feel about that?
I don't like computers that much.
Yeah, I guess when you go back to school shopping, you can ask mom and dad for a new pair of pajamas, right?
I guess so. This is Grayson with the weather.
Hello and welcome to today's weekly announcement. I am your host of today's Ocosta News weather, Grayson Bearden. But first, let's go over our recent weather. We had some nice sunny weather this past week with some clouds and fog mixed in. And now for this week's weather. Our weather for the upcoming week is once again looking pretty nice with sunshine and some clouds mixed in. Our high temperatures are going to be in the range from 62 to 66 degrees, and our low temperatures are going to be in the range from 53 to 55 degrees. We will continue to have some great weather for being outdoors. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:03 a.m. and our sunset will be at 8:40 p.m. Our low tides for today are at 9:10 a.m. and 9:25 p.m. Our high tides are at 2:50 a.m. and 3:52 p.m. To figure out tomorrow's tides, you can usually add around 45 minutes to an hour to each of today's tides and determine your approximate high and low tides for tomorrow. Also, if there are clear skies, don't forget to go outside at night and look up to check out all the amazing stars and see if you can catch a glimpse of the meteor showers. The Perseid meteor shower is happening now with peak activity on August 12th. The Perseids are considered to be the best meteor shower of the year and are known for their fireballs. Fireballs are larger explosions of light and color that can persist longer than the average meteor streak. And that's all for today's edition of Ocosta News Weather for Thursday, August 6th. Morning announcement. Hope you can get outside this week and enjoy the outdoors. Thank you, stay safe, and have a great week.
Thanks, Grayson, for the weather report. And also, I might check to see if I could go outside in the evening and catch some of those meteor showers.
Me too. Hey, mister, I gotta go do something real quick.
Hey, everybody. Millie stepped out to get some refreshments. And Madison has agreed to join us from her family vacation down in Oregon. Hi, Madison.
Hi!
So, you've got a Guinness World Record for us this week.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what is it about?
I can't fully say. Maybe you should guess.
Well, I like food. Does it have to do with food? Can you give me a little more hint about what kind of food?
with soup and it's kind of crunchy.
Crunchy? Oh, sometimes I get a little sand with my clams and my clam chowder.
Ew.
Oh, okay, not that type of crunchy.
I don't think sand's food.
Yeah, you got me there. Crunchy crackers.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of world record do we have about crackers?
How many saltine crackers can somebody eat in 1 minute?
Oh man, I don't know. I could eat about 2. How about you?
I could probably eat about 1.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to guess the record's like 5 or 6.
Nah, tiny bit higher.
Tiny bit higher. 9, 10?
Tiny bit higher.
Oh, well, I'm going to guess like 12.
Yeah, 12 saltine crackers. And guess how cool the name is of this guy?
Oh, I don't know. I think Rufus is a pretty cool name.
Rufus Z is his name. You are super close.
Wow, that's an amazing record. I don't think I'm going to try that one.
I could probably eat that in 1 year.
All right, well, thanks for sharing that. I learned something new this week. Hey, everybody, since I had Madison on the line, I asked her to do her segment on healthcare and self-care. Madison, what do you have for us this week?
Wearing your seatbelt.
Okay, I look forward to what you have.
Hello and welcome to Self-Care and Healthcare with Madison. We are going to continue talking about ways to keep ourselves safe. This week we are going to focus on seatbelt safety. Seatbelts keep us safe in car accidents. All riders in a vehicle must have their seatbelts on. And all kids under the age of 8 should be wearing a child restraint. Some of you guys might also know them as car seats. Okay, so now to tell you about car seats. Newborn babies through the age of 2 years old require to have a rear-facing car seat. And ages 2 through 4 require a 5-point harness like this. And ages 4 through 8 or until they're 4 feet 9 inches require a booster seat like this. And unfortunately, we aren't allowed to ride in the front seat until we are 13. Not following seatbelt laws could result in your parent or guardian getting an $124 ticket. Yikes. Remember, buckle up and stay safe.
Thanks, Madison. I think we all need a reminder from time to time to wear our seatbelts.
And remember, you're not allowed to sit in the front seat until you're 13.
13. Whew. Thanks for the reminder. I sometimes forget that myself.
What? I'm back.
Oh, don't worry. You didn't miss anything, Mills.
Okay, fine with me. This is Word on the Street with Mrs. Wara.
Hi, it's Mrs. Wara with another word on the street, and today's word is acnestis. And this interesting, unusual word is used to describe the spot between your back, between your shoulder blades, the place that's kind of impossible to scratch. So if you think about in the Jungle Book, remember the song Bare Necessities, and is it Baloo, the bear? One of those fun songs. And they make back scratchers, and there's been poems. Shel Silverstein has a poem about the impossible itch. So this troublesome area of our back has been a trouble for people for a long time. So there's your word of the day, acnestis, and we'll see you again for another word on the street.
Thanks, Mrs. Wara.
Weekly quote. Wherever you go, go with all your heart, by Confucius.
Huh. This was shared with us by someone I think you know, Mills.
Mrs. Tucker.
World's greatest teacher, right?
Uh-huh. On the first was Jesse's birthday.
Jesse shared a birthday with Jason Momoa. He's an actor.
Mm-hmm. On the third was Lily's birthday.
And she shared a birthday with some quarterback named Tom Brady.
Yeah. And on the 5th was Judah's birthday.
Judah shared a birthday with this famous astronaut. Can you name him?
Neil Armstrong.
Nice job.
Today is Zoe's, Cole's, Mr. Saul's, and Mr. Lakey's birthday.
They share a birthday with two-time NBA Hall of Famer David Robinson.
Tomorrow is Ray's birthday.
He shares a birthday with Mike Trout.
And on the 8th is Libby's birthday.
And she shares a birthday with
Shawn Mendes.
Shawn Mendes.
Crazy laws. In Australia, it's illegal for drivers to stick their limbs, including arms and hands, out of the window unless they are signaling other drivers.
Yeah, you think? The fine if you're caught doing that is about $240.
That's a lot of money.
Could buy a lot of pizza.
This is the first part of my interview with Michael Schulteis. Enjoy. Please tell us your name, where you live, and your job.
So my name is Michael Schulteis. I live in Seattle. I'm a painter and sculptor and artist, do different installation commissions, and I show at different galleries across the country. Here in Seattle, I show with Winston Walker Gallery in downtown Seattle. And you can see work of mine on Instagram or my website, so you can see kind of the full breadth of the different type of work that I do. My Instagram handle is Michael Schulteis Art.
Where did you go to elementary school?
So I went to elementary school in Colton, Washington, and side of the state, it's many years ago.
Do you have funny stories from elementary school? Do you remember one of your favorite teachers?
My favorite teacher in elementary school was Diana Sonneman, my mother was the first one to encourage me to paint, but then she did as well.
What are your favorite subjects in school?
Well, my favorite subjects were math and geometry, and I loved trigonometry, and then later in school I liked calculus a lot. But I'm fascinated with how we can tell stories. You're asking questions, I'm responding in this interview, and so we can have a video story told. We can write things down and give them to each other, whether it's a birthday card or a song in Spanish or poetry in French. So it's different languages that are employed. But just like you can read through sheet music in your music class, and you can read through the sheet music and you can hear the notes in your head. It's an extraordinary experience to hear the notes that are on the page without even playing the instrument. I play cello, and so before I put the cello bow to the string, I can read through the Bach sonata, and I can hear the notes that Bach heard in his mind 250 years ago. It's what we do, is we have these different experiences from the written word. And in the same way, we can read through the written mathematical equations and see what other people saw in their minds. So, for example, this is one of my favorite textbooks. It's the works of Archimedes, and I can read through these equations, and I can close my eyes and I can hear what I can see what Archimedes saw in his mind 2,000 years ago. It's what we can do as just another member of our species. We can learn these languages and have these different experiences. And so when I think about geometry and art, for about 3,000 years, artists have been putting geometry in art. It goes all the way back to the Greek Attic pottery. And if you go into the museums in New York, you can see the Attic pottery and you can see geometric designs. And so artists and mathematicians and geometers have been working together, sharing this different visual experience. My experience is mostly in math and economics, and that's my background. But I'm fascinated with how we can write down an equation and then have an extraordinary visual experience. And so everything's supposed to be conceptual in art these days. And I just think that we are now able to take this important step into true geometry and conceptual geometry in our minds. And so in the paintings, you'll see all these equations, and I'm working out on the painting different ideas that I'm working on, and I'm using the equations as well as the drawings and paintings to both render it in the physical realm for us to see it, but then also the equations allow us to see it in our own minds. And that's an extraordinary experience for me to share geometry in the truly conceptual realm from the equations. And then people who know this language of math can see it in their minds as well.
When you were younger, what jobs did you think that you liked to do when you got older?
Well, I worked in software development for a number of years. I worked at Microsoft Excel, on Microsoft Excel and the mapping software and some of the large revenue systems. So my experience, my training, I've never had an art class. It's all been in front of a chalkboard or a whiteboard. And so I'll show you one of the paintings that I'm working on here. It's an 8-foot painting. And the equations that you see in it harken back to my experience, years and years of working on a chalkboard. And when I was in graduate school at Cornell, I had an amazing professor. She would start at one end of the chalkboard and fill the chalkboard with equations, and then take the chalk eraser and rub out. So all of my paintings have the written equations and the drawings, how it appears in my mind, and the rubbing out. And what happened for me in this extraordinary epiphany was this professor would fill the chalkboard with equations, erase more equations, more drawings. And then at the end of the proof, at the end of the example that she was working on, she would pound on the chalkboard and say, "Look at how beautiful, look at how elegant this is." And it was at that moment that I realized that she was talking about the full bookend of experience, both the written calligraphic nature, how she was writing the equations, how it rendered in her mind the logic, and how it then traveled from her mind out through her arm, and how she drew out what was going on, how she saw it in her mind, and how she then presented it to us. And it's what we all do as students. We watch the professor and we copy the equation, and then we see for the first time how that geometry can be rendered on the chalkboard, and then that holds a place in our mind, in the internal chalkboard of our mind. And so I was also paying attention to when she said, "Look how beautiful and elegant," then the erasure and the layers and layers and layers, almost like that ghost-like image of layers and layers. It's like this cloudy, erasures, building up layers and layers of equations, drawings, and erasures. And then it was the full composition as well. So when she described the equations and what she was doing is beautiful, it really framed the event space that was what she was exploring. And for me, it was beautiful in all of those realms. And then when I was working at Microsoft, I was working mostly on whiteboards. And but my physicality to the painting is the same as in front of a chalkboard or a whiteboard. And so back to your question, I always saw myself in math, economics, computer software development. But then about 2000, I started painting because I love geometric art. And you think about through history, all of the great Kandinsky, Malevich, Radchenko, Albers, Donald Judd, all of the great, geometric artists. But it's all in the physical realm. And now it's truly in the conceptual realm with the equations.
Michael's an interesting man. You can spend a lot of time in his art. Here's another session with the bored scientist.
Hello and welcome to Season 2, Episode 1 of The Bored Scientist. I'm your bored scientist for today, Mr. Roper, and today we're filming from sunny Salt Lake City. I'm using my parents' kitchen today, and today's activity is called Water Cycle in a Bottle. So let's see what we need for today. You're going to need a nice clear jar or bottle so you can see what's happening. You're going to need a piece of saran wrap or cheesecloth to set inside your jar. You're going to need some warm water, and you're also going to need some ice. All right, let's begin.
Thanks, Mr. Roper.
Dubs has been out and about in our schools lately. Can you guess where Dubs was in this picture?
Stay to the end to find the answer. If you'd like to contact us with new ideas, your emails below. Don't forget, Dubs was at the school nurse's office.
Looks like he got a little overheated or something.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Maybe they've been working him too hard at school.
Maybe. See you next time on Ocosta News.
And remember, be a good kid. Do the right thing.
See ya.
Do boo ba ba do ba 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 boo 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 doo boo boo. Okay, ready?